I'm out in my garden again, and I'm back here on Tomato Row. Believe it or not, 2 days ago I picked tomatoes and I filled 2 buckets full of tomatoes. Small ones, medium-sized ones, red ones, yellow ones, orange ones. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. And these tomatoes began in my house during the winter as little tiny plants. I did not grow the tomatoes from seed, but somebody did. I didn't. But they started out, and it took a long time to grow. Yesterday, I posted a video about how. Let me show you all my yellow tomatoes. Look at this garden of glory. I'm not even sure what they are because I lost the tag. I'm not sure exactly what these plants. I think they're lemon boys, but I'm not quite sure about that. But just look at, and then I have Romas. I am a single person. I live by myself. I have so many tomatoes. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. And I'm never going to use all these tomatoes unless I do something with them that will preserve them for later on. And that's what I'm going to do. But that's what my post is today. My post is that, my garden, my garden is an analogy to my creative life. My art begins as a seed. God gives me the seed, and then I have to plant the seed. That whether it's by writing or in my paintings, then I have to water my seeds and give them food and water and nurture them along until they grow and they produce. And then I have to harvest them. But that's not the end of the road for me. I have a house full of paintings and picture book manuscripts that I need to do something with. Today I'm talking about, and Julia Cameron, she talks about logic brain and artist brain. People with logic brain need the program The Artist.We to help them push back that artist brain and let their creative side come out and play. Well, I have the artist brain. My creative side comes out and plays every time I get to my table and begin to work. I'm very prolific writer. I'm a prolific painter if I'm working at all. But what happens with me is after this stuff builds up, and I have so much that I think, my gosh, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And I don't do anything with it. And I watch my tomatoes rot, literally. The produce from my garden rots, both mentally and physically, both my real tomatoes and the tomatoes that God gives me in my art. When I watch them rot, I say, why? Don't do any more. Your cup is full, Master. So I do morning pages for a different reason. I do the Artist.We program for a different reason. At the first time I did it, I will say this, I was very creatively blocked. I was depressed, and I couldn't paint. I was filled with fear. I had heard negative voices, not just mine, but others, for so long that I'm like, you just ain't got it. You ain't got it, sister. Give it up. And that voice rung out every time I tried to do something, and so I just quit because of fear. I'm not afraid now. Man, I rush out that gate and pull out something faster than a jackrabbit. But then what do I do with it? I don't do anything. I had a picture book by the grace of God that came out 2 years ago. I hadn't even tried to find, I haven't sent the first letter to try to find an agent. I have paintings, now that I'm painting again, that would fill the Taj Mahal, but I don't look for a gallery. Well, I'm squandering my gifts the same way that some of the rest of you are. We're all, as I said this morning, I wrote my morning pages and I said, we're all climbing Jacob's ladder. All of us have a cross to bear. All of us are dealing with issues in our art. I'm on a different part of the ladder than most people are, but I still have things I need to get better at. Yesterday, I posted a video about to everything there is a season, and I talked about my loads of garden trash or dirt, soil, and how all of my produce began not really with the seed. I first had to get the soil ready. It wasn't, I couldn't plant a seed until I got me some good soil. So I got everything I grow didn't really start with a seed. It started with a truckload of dirt. And today my post is dust to dust, ashes to ashes. We all begin with a truckload of dirt and a promise. And that's the way I see it. We've all been given. In fact, the Bible tells us that. We all have gifts. We all have a truckload of dirt. And we have a promise that we can grow something in that dirt. But we need to plow to the end of the road.